Ted Wilson, the president of the Seventh-day Adventists, confirms the Ecumenism and the church-state connection. Here Ted Wilson once again confirms Ecumenism, the cooperation with the beast and the dragon, as well as the church-state connection. It's all about the money. Ted Wilson tells us everything himself. Listen very carefully to what he says here.
My dear father, Neil C. Wilson, was part of the church leadership that helped establish Adra the way it is today. Its mission grew out of the willingness to seek and be a partnership with other denominations, philanthropic organizations, development banks, and government agencies that share our concerns with whom we may cooperate in meeting human need, as is stated in the Adra bylaws and voted by the Executive Committee of the Seventh-day Adventist Church at its 1983 Annual Council.
Ted Wilson is only confirming what everyone can easily find out for themselves. It's all about the money. The Seventh-day Adventists have been a public corporation, Körperschaft des Offentlichen Rechts, here in Germany since 1947, and you can see that they still are on every letterhead or on their website. What is a public corporation? Public corporation. Institutions that perform tasks for the state as legal entities under public law, such as local health insurance funds, chambers of crafts, chambers of industry and commerce, universities, savings banks, public broadcasters. To whom has the Seventh-day Adventist denomination submitted? To the prince of the world, to the dragon and the beast. By this alone, they have renounced our Creator and Redeemer, because you can either serve our Creator and Redeemer or Mammon. In the United States of America, Seventh-day Adventists have been tax-exempt since 1936. To read the documents, just pause the video. More detailed information can be found in the links in the video description and in the Telegram channel, which is also indicated. Here you can see the sources for the video in which Ted Wilson makes this statement. The Adventist News Network, ANN, also reports on this. The video and the report are from February 21, 2025. And you can see exactly who Neil Wilson, the father of Ted Wilson, is hanging out with in this video. Neil Wilson reports Seventh-day Adventists invite esoteric occultists to speak at ASI. It is shown in the info box above. You can also find the video at the very end of the video description. Are you familiar with Revelation 18, verse 13?
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all fine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls! For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all the company in ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
The Seventh-day Adventist denomination sells its members and trades souls with the beast and the dragon, just like all other denominations. Did Jesus Christ ever take money from the Romans or collaborate with the High Council? Only Judas Iscariot collaborated with the High Council and sold Jesus Christ for 30 pieces of silver. Do you want to make common cause with Judas Iscariot and betray Jesus Christ too? Then remain members of the completely apostate Seventh-day Adventist denomination. If sin has already spread like a cancer throughout the entire organization, there is unfortunately nothing more that can be done. You can only leave this organization or denomination. Hence the loud cry of Revelation 18 verse 4 to 5. Only in small home groups can you pay attention to the teaching, and there is no hierarchy, which Jesus Christ also rejected in Matthew 20. In a home group or a home church, you don't have to become a member, but everyone is there completely voluntarily. Just as we see throughout the Bible, the apostles also only founded home churches. On the subject of the church, there will be a separate Bible study. The Bible clearly warns us that we should not have fellowship with unbelievers. And all Sunday keepers worship the sun and thus break the entire first stone tablet of the 10 Commandments. The first stone tablet contains the first 4 commandments. And the Sabbath commandment is the 4th commandment. It is a bridge commandment which contains the double commandment of love. The seventh-day Sabbath begins on Friday evening at sunset and lasts until Saturday evening at sunset. Every denomination has become a synagogue of Satan, for there the commandments and statutes of men are followed, and not the commandments of our Creator and Redeemer. There men are the head and not the true Jesus Christ. Church manuals and statutes rule there instead of the Bible.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Christ with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God hath said, I will dwell in them, and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
Anyone who remains a member of the Seventh-day Adventist denomination will go down with the prison ship on which he has glued and chained himself. Anyone who still remains a member of the Seventh-day Adventist denomination should rather join the Roman Catholic Church. Then at least they are honest and do not lie to themselves. Hear the loud cry and leave the completely apostate Seventh-day Adventist denomination and come to the true Jesus Christ. For only He can save you. Act quickly before your probation will be closed. Everyone who belongs to the people of our Creator and Redeemer will hear the loud call and obediently follow it and will leave spiritual Babylon.